I'll be honest, feeling too scared to go out on a run wasn't on my 2025 marathon training block bingo card, but here we are. I wanted to give you guys a proper update. Today, I'm filming this Monday the 24th. It's 4:38 in the afternoon. It's the first time I've been able to actually sit down, cup of tea and chat. I did get a chance to go through the clips from last week. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, last week was supposed to be an upload, but it was completely missed. I had the worst week, chaotic week, in terms of running, in terms of life, just in general, just life gets in the way sometimes when you're training for a marathon, and just it hit me hard that week, I'm not gonna lie. But I've been through the clips and I'm gonna update you guys on what happened, why it was so bad, and what has been making me feel very unsafe and uneasy about going out and running. The last time I uploaded a video, I was talking about my half marathon PB. I ran Fleet half marathon and it was amazing. The day after, when I filmed the video, and it was my recovery run, but it actually turned out to be the exact same pace that I ran my PB at, just at the next day, and not a half marathon distance. Well, the next day I decided that I'm gonna actually do a proper recovery run, and I'll get a little bit of clips because I'll do a weekly vlog. And on Tuesday I did exactly that. Like, recovery run take 2. It's what is it, Tuesday. Went on for a run yesterday with Matt and Storm. That was a whole separate video, that was last week's video. And I'm supposed to do a recovery run from my half marathon, but I didn't manage it. So today I was like, okay, I need to do a proper recovery run, and my watch suggested 15 minute mile for like 37 minutes, I think it was. I was like, I'm gonna struggle to maintain that pace, like I'm not used to running that pace. But because it was a recovery run, it's like what I should be doing. So I decided to keep it on the flat and yeah, just do 3.2 mile. And the reason I picked 3.2 mile is because of the Conqueror challenges. I'm doing the Harry Potter series and I needed to catch the golden snitch. And from my previous run yesterday, I had 3.2 mile left to get 150 points, and it needs to be done before 1 o'clock. So my distance was decided for me, and thankfully I set myself up nicely so it wasn't too long. My pace was decided for me, but I obviously didn't maintain it. I really struggled, like I was really sluggish and my legs are really sore. Like I do feel tired and burnt out now, as I should do. I should have had 2 rest days really, but I didn't. So I'm going to be taking a rest day tomorrow, 1000%. And yeah, so that's today, done, nipped. And I also need to get home because I don't think Matt has a house key, so I need to shake a leg because he's going to be home soon. Yeah, today's run, I'm going to call it a bit of a success. My left knee did start aching a little bit, like about roughly 2 miles in, and it didn't go away, it stayed there. So yeah, I'm just going to ignore that for now. This is where it all gets a little bit downhill. My daughter, bless her heart, she was so poorly. Now, if you are a mum, a parent, then you know that if your child is really unwell, then life just absolutely gets pushed back. Nothing comes before your child, especially if your child is unwell. Everything had to be put on pause, and I was literally by her side the whole time. We did think that she was starting to feel a bit better. I did think it was like a 24-hour thing, and on the Friday I did manage to go for a run. So I did my recovery run on the Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, 2 rest days, and then on Friday is when I decided to get back out there and get another run done. And this was the run that caused me the most issue. It's now Friday and I am 1.39 mile into my my wanted 10k. I'm stretching off at the moment because I need to take myself, I can't get my words out. I need to look after myself because my left knee is starting to get a little bit niggly, maybe like a slight twinge at best. I started feeling it on my last run, whenever that was. It's been such a crazy week, I don't even know when that run was. Maybe Monday, Tuesday. It's Friday now. My daughter has been ill for like, very ill for, it feels like longer than it has been actually. Technically it was 24 hours. Well, no, not technically, literally it was 24 hours, but it just felt like forever, bless her. But yeah, Matt's home with her now and I'm getting my run done. I did plan on having a 2-day rest anyway, but I didn't think it was going to look how it ended up looking. But anyway, regardless, I'd had 2 rest days because I've been at home and I haven't really been away from her. I've wanted to stay like with her. Obviously she's not well, so I decided that I would stitch up my Gymshark leggings. They had a hole in there and I'm now running in my Gymshark leggings and they feel, hold on, I need to sort my leg, and they feel so lovely. They're the Vital Seamless 2.0. I spoke about them in my running favourites. If you haven't seen that, if I remember, I will put it up here. But yeah, I'm planning on a 10k, but I don't know, I'm going to take it, see how it goes, take it easy. Just, I'm a bit worried about my knee. I'm also feeling a bit like sluggish, quite tired, but then again I haven't had much of like a restful night's sleep. Last night I went to bed at like 9 o'clock. I was woken up in the night, but then we both slept through till like, it was gone 8 o'clock in the morning. So for me, that's a lay-in. But yes, I'm now out and about and I'm gonna get this run done. I don't know what this vlog is gonna look like. I've only got like a couple clips. I'm terrible. I will work something out. But yeah, I will see you at the end of this and we'll see how my knee holds up and I'll see how these 10 kilometers go. It is so much hotter than I thought it was going to be. Like, it looked cloudy and miserable, but it's not. It's really hot. So these leggings, although they feel incredible and they are sucking me in nice, they're too hot. It's way too hot for these leggings. I'm going to be dripping with sweat. I'm already dripping with sweat. Anyway, let's get it over with. I'm like 30 minutes in and I feel okay, like fitness wise, but I'm a bit worried that I've got my daughter's sickness bug. I am feeling like I've got like a headache coming, which isn't that worrying, you know, that happens sometimes, but I feel like sick. I should have brought a drink, I should have brought some water. I'm an idiot. I just bought the waist thing to hold my phone because I was like, oh, it's okay, I'll just be out for like over an hour. Downed a load of water before I left. But you know, we're nearly halfway there, so I'm about to go to Mount Doom, I believe. I will put it here. We all voted, we took a vote for what we're going to name the hill that I despise. And yeah, this was the results. I will put them next to me. I don't know why I move it, I don't know. I will edit it in a place where you can see it. And yeah, these are the results. Anyway, I'm going to carry on. I thought I was going to, but don't worry, I'm not going to do a hashtag Brady on you and show anything like that. Okay, I'm just going to pull myself together a little bit because I'm halfway up an incline at the moment. Okay, I'll see you at the end. I'll be honest, I don't really know if this is even going to make it into the video, but that run took a massive turn for the worse. I got down the other side of the hill and I was debating, do I go on the area where there is no one around and potentially be in an unsafe situation, because if there is someone nasty there, I will be all on my own, or do I go around the area where there are lots and lots of people and feel a bit more safe, but have a higher chance of running into someone who isn't nice, because that's where all the people are. Well, I decided to go around the houses where there are lots of people, because at that point, at the top of that hill, I could have gone either way. I could have gone back down the hill and then onto the training area, or I could have done what I did, which was keep going and head towards the houses. And that's what I decided to do. I was like, oh, I've not really got too long left, like 2 miles, something like that. I get to the bottom of the hill, there's cars driving past, a couple people walking around, and I see in front of me a man in a black tracksuit, and he's walking like, you know, like, I don't know, swinging his shoulders, and he was doing like punching the air. I'd assumed that he'd been drinking. Hold on. But anyway, I kept going. There wasn't actually anywhere that I could have gone. It was a narrow path. I couldn't have crossed the road and gone to the other side of the road because there wasn't a path there. There was like a cut-off junction turning, so kind of like one of those. It wasn't in use, but it's obviously like a big gap in the road. As we met, it was on there, and I gave him a really wide berth, but as I was going up towards him, he stopped walking, he stood still and glared at me, and I mean like glared, trying to intimidate me. At that point I realised he'd been drinking. he was definitely drunk. I had my music on. I decided to give him a wide berth and kept running. I didn't look at him. Once I realised what he was doing, I didn't look at him and I gave him a big wide berth. Anyway, I'm not going to tell you exactly what happened because I'm actually a little bit shaken by it and I don't really want to say it. I don't really want to say any more than that, to be honest. But basically, that's the most unsafe I've ever felt on a run. It was the most effort someone has put in to intimidate me and scare me, and it worked. He didn't he didn't touch me, he didn't put his hands on me, but I can tell you now, he very nearly did. It was very close. Thankfully, I can run. Adrenaline just kicked in and I ran and didn't turn back, didn't look back. And when I got to a garage at the end of the road, I saw some of the workmen there and I felt safe enough to turn around just to check to see if there was anyone behind me, and he wasn't behind me. So I've kept running, went a bit further and I just burst into tears. And yeah, I don't know if this is going to be included in the video, but this is now the second time this kind of thing has happened to me in a very short space of time. And I hate that this is a reality for a lot of women. I'd feel like such a fraud if I didn't mention it in the video, that this has happened. I didn't want to get home and be like, yeah, 10k done, and just pretend that nothing happened. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if I'm gonna put a vlog up now. I don't know. We'll see. But yes, it happened. I couldn't ring Matt afterwards to come and get me because my daughter's ill, and that would just be silly of me to just be like, get her and just like get in the car, and yeah. But I'm rambling now. My run isn't completely finished. I've got like 0.2 left, but I am just gonna get back home. And yeah. I was feeling quite distressed. I wasn't comfortable. I didn't feel safe. And the actual interaction, like what actually happened, I don't feel comfortable going into detail in exactly what happened. I mean, basically there was a man who purposefully intimidated me, tried to put his hands on me, didn't, by the way, everything was fine, didn't touch me. I ran away because I was running anyway, but I literally ran away. But it really shook me because it was the worst encounter I've had on a run since I've started running. Like, that was the most intense. That was the most someone has tried to intimidate me on a run, like obviously intimidate me, and it worked 100%. It was the most unsafe I've ever felt on a run. And the reason I wanted to talk about it is because it happened, and it happens to women. And as a content creator and someone who vlogs my own running journey, I feel like it would be very dishonest of me to not mention it at all. Just, you know, carry on letting you know that I'm training for a marathon and this is how it's going, and this is how my runs went this week, and just not mention anything at all. Because at the end of the day, I am just a 34-year-old mum of one who is trying to train for a marathon, and the very last thing that anyone, not just me, anyone deserves is to be made to feel that unsafe and uncomfortable. And another reason why I wanted to mention it is because there has been other encounters very recently, like I'm talking within the last week. I've had 3 other occasions, and that was all on one run. I did briefly mention it on a post on my Instagram. It was during a 10-mile run, and I had 3 different occasions where 3 different men just were being awful, just disgusting. But the incident that happened on Friday was 1,000 times worse. And the fact that that's happened now in the last week, it's made me feel like I'm really second guessing myself on when I'm going for a run, where I'm going for a run. I was speaking to my husband about it. If you've been watching regular, then you'll know Matt, and he's also training for Manchester Marathon as well. And I came to the realization that the worst case scenario for Matt, when he's gone on a run and he's had a really bad time and he's not had a good time of it, worst case scenario, he'll come back annoyed that he didn't hit the paces that he planned to hit. Whereas my worst case scenario was what happened on that Friday run, and I came home in floods of tears. It had nothing to do with the run, nothing to do with me. It was just worse. My worst case scenario isn't I didn't hit the paces that I was looking to hit, and that really upsets me. And it upsets me not just for me, but for all women out there who have been through this. I do find myself in a situation a lot of the time thinking, I have two options. I can either trail run on the training area, or I can road run around the houses where there's people around. Initially, I didn't really enjoy heading out to the training area too often because I felt very isolated out there. If I did find someone that made me feel uncomfortable, which has happened a couple times, but absolutely nothing on the level that I have had running around the houses. If anything did happen while I was on the training area, I would be on my own, and I would probably feel even worse. I couldn't just run off and find other people just down the road, because there won't be. So that's one thing. So I find myself debating doing that, being out there on the training area, or I can go round the area with the houses and I'll be surrounded by lots of people. But then I am surrounded by lots of people. The chances are I'm going to come across someone who isn't nice. And I haven't recently. It's like the weather's improved, but people haven't. You know, the scenario with like the white van and people hanging out the white van and like shouting, it's not great. It's not fun. I'm just trying to get my run done, and I'm having abuse shouted at me, and there we go. Today being Monday, I did go for a run today. And I ran, I can't remember how far it was, but I will show you. I did go for a run earlier today, and it was really nice. It was really lovely. I stuck to a nice middle ground. There's a road that isn't really used often. It's kind of like out the way, but a lot of the soldiers use that area during their PT. So I tend to avoid running around that road too often because I just get embarrassed. Like, if there's a load of soldiers there and there's loads of new tanks and everything, but the whole lot, they're all driving up and down this road. So I usually get a little bit like embarrassed, but I stuck to that road and I literally just ran up and down, and I was looking for elevation today and I found elevation today. My legs were sore. And yes, I saw a load of people doing PT, and yes, I felt embarrassed. Why would I feel embarrassed? I don't know, but I did. But I said to myself, I would rather feel embarrassed around these soldiers than feel intimidated and humiliated by a strange man who has been day drinking and is now come across me on my run. Sometimes these things aren't taken very seriously, and if you are someone who has gone through this, if you are someone who is having to think about this on their runs, who's around, what's around, who's going to be there, do I need to pack this, that or the other, I hear you. You are valid in how you feel, and I am pretty sure the whole running community, every level of runner, are with you. We hear you, and you are completely valid. And I really, really pray that that's it. This is a one-off. It's not going to get that bad again. I will continue to go for my runs and train. I don't have the luxury, unfortunately, of the options of sort of like where, when and who I run with. It has to be me and only me, and if I can go, then I do go. That's how it works. I don't have set days and times. My life sadly doesn't allow me to do that, but I make it work. Frustratingly, I would like to just feel safe and comfortable on the times and days that I can go and run, and I will continue to go, and I will continue to vlog it. If we could just all show each other some love and support in the comments, and just any advice that you would have for someone who is feeling worried about getting out there again. What I went through is absolutely nothing compared to the stories that you hear on the news, the stories that you hear online. I'm going to make sure that I don't let horrible people ruin what I've worked so hard for, which is just being able to get out and run, having some me time, having a goal, having something to work towards, doing something healthy, something good for me. I'm planning on getting a long run done because Manchester Marathon is not that far away. We're talking like 4 weeks away, something like that. So I'm gonna get a long run done. I'm gonna go on the training area. I'm gonna do a long run. I think I'm gonna do 20 miles. I'm gonna bring you with me. I'm gonna get that done at some point this week. When I find a day that I can do a 20 miler, I will be filming it this week. Anyway guys, all is okay. I'm fine. I've been out for another run since, and I will be going for another one. But guys, I'm gonna love you and leave you here. I will see you guys soon for some more updates. Bye guys.